So let's transition into some of the top running backs. So I haven't talked running backs yet on this channel, but yeah, this running back class, I was not expecting it to be as good as last year, but it might be better. And I'm not even joking when I say that. Like Rocket Sanders, Raheem Sanders from Arkansas, there was a few guys. Braylon Allen, I went into watching their tape, and I was I watched these guys a little bit. I didn't watch a lot of Arkansas, Wisconsin. But Rocket Sanders is just a fun guy to watch. You get flashes of Marshawn Lynch when you see this guy. This guy just refuses to be tackled. Like this guy, he runs like his life depends on breaking tackles. I mean, he is physical, changes direction pretty well, quick, effective cuts. He's got a stiff arm. He can break multiple tackles on a given play. I think his vision's underrated. He's got really good vision. Can read when the hole's going to open up. He does have good patience too. So yeah, and he can break longer runs too. Like he doesn't have elite speed. Like I don't think he's going to clock 3.43, but I think is he probably in the mid 4.4s? I would say most likely. So yeah, Rocket Sanders is a fun watch. If you haven't seen his highlights, go watch him. And I hope he's a focal point of this Arkansas offense. And the Arkansas backfield's fun to watch with KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders. So the next guy, we'll talk Blake Corum for the Michigan Wolverines. Blake Corum had a really good season this past year. Got hurt in the Illinois game, but before that was arguably up there as far as one of the guys that would have had a good shot at winning the Heisman. Blake Corum, just excellent vision. You can tell he's been coached up well by Mike Hart, the running backs coach. He's a shorter guy, compact but super strong. I love that Blake Corum with his thick body, he can just slip arm tackles with ease. Can break longer runs. He's got pretty good speed. He was his patience is outstanding too. He can read where the hole's going to open up. Corum's got good hands out the backfield. He competes and he's tough and he can run with some physicality too for being a smaller guy. So yeah, Blake Corum, as a Michigan fan, he's a fan favorite, just the way he competes and brings it. And a guy that's now played even though he didn't really become the main starter, get the bulk of the carries until this year in 2022, but he's been 2020 got some work as a true freshman and got some carries in 2021, even though Hassan Haskins was the starter for Michigan. So yeah, he has experience playing too. Next guy is Trey Benson from Florida State. Trey Benson, a lot like Raheem Sanders. This guy it makes you wonder if his life depends on breaking tackles. Benson almost reminds me of a mix of Corum and Raheem Sanders because he's got, excellent vision. He's compact, super thick thighs. I wouldn't say mix. I say he's like Corum and Raheem Sanders just because they're, excuse me, their legs are thick, strong build, and Benson can break multiple tackles. You see him get involved in the kick return game. He's an explosive kick returner. Returned a kick for a touchdown in the Boston College game. So yeah, Trey Benson, the former Oregon transfer, is going to be one of the top running backs. He's lower down the list right now, the consensus, but I think he's going to rise, and I think a lot of people are going to fall in love with Trey Benson. Lean, thick, good, strong, muscular build, but also lean too, and especially strong in the lower body, like I said, with Raheem Sanders and Blake Corum. So another guy from Michigan, Donovan Edwards. Donovan Edwards, what stands out is his receiving ability, and I talked with my dad. This guy, Donovan Edwards probably could be a slot receiver at Michigan and be a really good one and get drafted and start and be a solid to good starting slot receiver in the NFL, but can run between the tackles. Edwards, though, he's a guy that when he gets a crease or an opening or gets in the open field, you really can see the acceleration in the open field. You saw it in the Ohio State game. Just ask Ohio State. When he gets in the open field, he can break long runs, and that acceleration is certainly on display. So, yeah, Donovan Edwards, super fun player. Him and Blake Corum are going to be a really good combination. It'll be fun to see two Michigan players as two of the top running backs in the country. So next, another guy, TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson, former 5-star running back recruit out of high school. He plays for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 32, was injured a little bit this year. Had a really productive year in 2021 as a true freshman. Henderson, he's got good vision. He moves laterally super well. That helps him to kind of find a lane. He's a good, Ohio State runs a lot of zone running plays, and does a good job of finding the hole. But I think he fits as a zone runner or in a man scheme, just because, how he moves side to side, quick cuts. Does have some good acceleration, some pretty good long speed as well. TreVeyon Henderson, just a good all around back, a lot like Corum and Edwards. He is good out the backfield. He's got good hands, guy that can run routes, gets open, and when he's healthy, he's a difference maker for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm excited to see what he does as just only a true junior in 2022. So some more guys. Will Shipley from Clemson. Will Shipley. Boy, I didn't really. Will Shipley's another guy. When you dive into his tape, you really get more of appreciation for his skill set. Excellent receiver, can adjust to the ball. He's a guy that he runs downhill hard. Will Shipley can run with some power. He's not just a scat back. Will Shipley can get downhill. He's a really good athlete. You see, he can hurdle defenders. Will Shipley. His acceleration is really good too. A guy that can break multiple tackles. Like Raheem Sanders, he's got some kick return ability. But yeah, Will Shipley, excellent player, former 5-star running back. You see several of the 5-star guys from the 2021 class really up there making an impact. Henderson, Shipley, Donovan Edwards, all 5-star guys, and you see they're going to be in the discussion as some of the top guys. But yeah. What else I want to say about Will Shipley? I'd say there was some games he really took over. I think in the Syracuse game, he was a true difference maker. I'd say he's been a true difference maker overall for Clemson. He's definitely a guy that his acceleration is, his speed and acceleration is kind of low key. He really picks up yardage in a hurry. He's a guy that, can get 10 yards and you kind of just like, dang, did he just get 10 yards there? That's Will Shipley. So, yeah, Will Shipley hopefully should be a focal point of the Clemson offense. Once again, hopefully Clemson feeds him this year. I know they got a couple other good backs, but yeah, they have to make sure that Will Shipley touches the ball, not only running between the tackles, but they got to get him the ball out the backfield. He's also good at, getting the ball in screens. He knows, knows where blockers are going to set up, and he knows how to get open in space. So other running backs, Braylon Allen for Wisconsin. Braylon Allen, might be my favorite running back of all of them. He's got an excellent stiff arm. He's got really good burst, and when he gets to the outside, he can pick up yards in a hurry. Like, I'm sure at the combine, his 10-yard split is going to be excellent. Big fan of Braylon Allen. He's a guy that, Wisconsin hasn't been as good the last couple of years, so he hasn't really gotten necessarily the credit. His stats and his plays kind of, went under the radar a little bit. But this year, Luke Fickell coming in, hopefully the Wisconsin offense is improved. They get better quarterback play. Defenses are more honest. But you saw even if they got blown out in the Ohio State game, he still had like 100 and some yards rushing, broke a long run. It's a guy that, he certainly can break long runs. I think he was at 80, is like a 90-plus yard run he had against Illinois State. So, Braylon Allen checks off all the boxes. Lean, muscular build. I think all his combined traits, I think he'd have the highest score when I do a grade. So, Braylon Allen would be my number one running back in this draft. TreVeyon Henderson is the consensus number one. But, I think Braylon Allen would be my number one. Thanks for tuning in to the Brand Partial Show. Make sure to stay tuned for more episodes and clips from the show. Till next time, peace.